$5-6-1 reporting in service. Starting mileage 9359. 9359.
10-4-5-6. Are you on a station call or are you going on patrol?
5-6, we're on routine patrol. No code 6.
10-4-5-6. 6:07 p.m. In service on the Nightwatch.
This is Donn Reed, a police recorder. And right now you're riding in Detective Unit 5-6. And that was Sergeant Ron Perkins just reporting us in service on the Nightwatch. And as you ride with us tonight, be sure to remember one thing. The people you hear are not actors. This is it. This is real. This is Nightwatch.
Nightwatch, the actual on-the-scene report of your police force in action. There are no actors, no script. Every voice, every sound is authentic. The investigations are recorded as they actually occur. Nightwatch, presented with the cooperation of the Police Department of Culver City, California, W.N. Hidebrande, Chief. We switch you now to Detective Unit 5-6, somewhere in the field, and Police Recorder Donn Reed.
5-6-1, come in.
Control 1 to 5-6, go ahead.
5-6, on the corner of Georgia and Sepulveda, we have a traffic accident here. You send a uniformed car down, we'll advise if an ambulance is needed.
10-4-5-6.
Just a split second ago, a car going in the opposite direction seemingly lost control and smashed broadside into a parked car. Now, we've gone by the scene and are waiting now for a break into traffic so we can flip a U-turn and get back there. Just looking back, the highway is crowded with traffic, people running. There's dust and smoke that's still settling between the cars. Like all accidents, it happens so quick, we just glanced up and there it was. Yeah. Flipping that turn now. Now we made it. Well, this is a detective unit. We don't have any red light. Normally, as a matter of fact, we don't even handle traffic, but we sort of inherited this one, so to speak. That is until the uniform car gets here. Here we are. Now we're sliding in behind.
Kirk, let's pick up those entries.
Don, will you throw some flares out there in the back?
Yeah, we'll do. Get in the compartment here, get some flares out. Let's get a couple of these. Get out here on the street. Get these flares out here before someone piles into the back of the car. We'll really have a mess out here. It's right on the curve. Kind of a dangerous spot. So while we're getting these things started, Sergeant Perkins and a couple of citizens are carrying a young woman out of the car, laying her down on the sidewalk. I see the sergeant hustling back to the car. Let's get over there and see what that's all about.
5-6-1, TA at Georgia and Sepulveda. We need an ambulance.
10-4-5-6, ambulance will roll.
Heard that, Kirk? Haven't checked it out yet, Don. Let's get back over there.
Yeah. Woman lying on the sidewalk. Citizens giving up a coat for a pillow. White-faced. Gasping for air.
She wasn't hurt yet. She was. No, she fainted. She was complaining about
She had a heart attack.
heart attack or something like that.
Now, she had one right here, and I sewed the blanket around and put a pillow underneath her.
All right, I'll tell you, if we might put her head down a little bit, get some blood up in there. Watch your head.
You gotta put the jacket just underneath her head here.
I'll get an inlater down here.
Need another jacket? Let's get back to the car now.
5-6-1, request the inlater at this location. The person's had a heart attack down here.
5-6, roger.
Rolling in. All of our units coming over here. Comes the uniform car coming in to assist. Our officers now are throwing out flares. Get the traffic stopped. Woman is down, covered with a blanket. Possibly suffered a heart attack. Our car apparently lost control, smashed into a car along the park curb. Cars are completely accordioned, if there is such a word. Put it mildly, they're smashed up. Apparently this woman has fainted.
5-6, inlater rolling.
Let's acknowledge that call. 5-6, 10-4. Let's get back to the victim lying here in the street.
Anybody have any blankets?
I got this blanket's all I got.
Bundling up the victim. Keep her from going into shock.
It started spinning.
Just be quiet.
It started spinning.
Yeah, well, I was right behind you.
It started spinning.
The victim gesturing with her hand, trying to explain that the road landscape started to spin. Reason for the accident. In later should be along in just a moment. You just fainted again, sir. Way off in the distance now, I can hear the wail of the siren of our fire department inlater squad rolling. Rolling in now. I'm not sure whether this is the inlater or the ambulance. Difficult to tell from here. Just a blur of red lights. The inlater. Opportunity to do everything they possibly can to get oxygen to this young lady before the ambulance arrives.
If I try it first, we don't like that inlater, that rescue truck turned down a little bit. Yeah. Turn it down if you want it? Okay, bring it. Pull it away from her face, I'll put it on the inlater.
Had been using the resuscitator. That forces the victim to breathe. Since she is conscious, switching over to inhalator. That means she can inhale the oxygen on her own.
I know. It's all right. Just don't worry about anything. It's quite all right, man. Nobody's going to...
Ambulance rolling in.
You are now. Yeah, I will. Okay. I know. People find get on the street. That ambulance in there. Good.
Ambulance crew sliding the victim on the stretcher.
Better give some more oxygen on the way out.
Victim's passed out again. Hurriedly putting her into the ambulance. Get her to the oxygen again. Ambulance taking off. A look in the back of the ambulance out here on the street. I can see them quickly applying more oxygen. The oxygen mask is on the victim. So, there they go.
Chuck, you fellows can finish up the report here. I suggest you contact your family.
Hey, you know the woman that was putting blankets around the victim? I was a little worried about her, too. It looked to me like she was going to have a baby before long.
Good observation, Don. You keep it up, you're going to make Detective Bureau yet.
561 on that PA at Georgia and Sepulveda. 5-1 will handle. We're clearing back on patrol.
10-4-5-6. 5-6, stand by. 5-6, come in.
5-6, go ahead.
5-6, 5-4 is requesting a detective unit at Jefferson and Doheny Drive. That's Jefferson and Doheny Drive, holding a 211 strong-arm suspect. Your call is code 2. 5-6 Roger, we're rolling.
Strong arm robbery suspect. Gee, we haven't had one of those in a long time.
No, but we've got one now.
Yeah. It's been about a 10-minute run down here. The location of this scene should be, just about the next corner. In fact, that's it, directly ahead. There's a crowd gathered along the sidewalks. The flasher lights of one of our uniformed cars right here in the street. We're moving in behind. Here we are. Here's a quick picture. Leaning against the police car, man covered with blood. In the back seat, suspect handcuffed. Officer Ted Krause coming over. His partner Blumenstein guarding the prisoner. Let's see what it's all about.
Hidebrande was when we got beating up this fellow in the front seat. They had a pool game, and the other fellow waltzed on the bed, and he ran out of the place, and he trapped him here in the corner. Got on top of him when he was beating him. When we came up, he was on top of him, just beating him with his fist. The guy's all full of blood. He's cut up inside, too, I think. No.
Going over to the car. Let's check the suspect accused of this beating. Big fellow, young, 18, 19 years. Strange, weird look on his face.
He talked me into playing pool. You know me. You know how much what I play in there. I never played pool in my life. 2 times in my life I played pool. Isn't that right? I'm always playing billiards, snooker, or golfer. Isn't that right? He talked me into it. And I said, for nothing. I started playing with him, and he talked me into playing for $5 and a dime. I played him. I beat him. He didn't even pay time. He just walked out. The man that owns the place ran and caught him right there, got the money from him. I put him around to get the money, and he swung on me.
He's going down. He's on our way down.
I swung on him. He swung on me. Like, I don't go around looking for no beef. I don't look for no trouble. But when it comes, I'm game. I can take care of myself as well as anybody. But I don't go looking for beef. This is what happens every time. Last time I lost a new suit.
Going around to the front.
Suit that I couldn't afford.
Here's an added note.
All right.
The first impression that the suspect had been drinking. However, there's no alcohol on his breath despite his somewhat erratic manner. And here's the victim leaning against the fender. Short, heavy build, white shirt covered with blood. Face severely cut.
Have you been drinking anything? Oh, me? Yeah. I haven't been drinking nothing. How's your jaw feel?
That is swell awful bad.
Swell awful bad. Any teeth broken?
No, I don't think any teeth broken. It's in the lip. All three is
we got an ambulance on the way to pick his doctor.
He's in
the hospital with him. We'll get the
It's very noisy out here on the street. Meanwhile, the suspect is kicking up a verbal storm over here.
Well, there's no reason to commit assault and battery on the man. Gambling is not legal.
I was
You can't
protecting
stomach a
myself,
bet.
sir.
You weren't protecting yourself when you were laying on top of him, beating him in the street here. What'd you take his wallet for?
He owed it to me,
He was the one that was protecting himself. He was laying there in a ball while you were beating him.
I've got witnesses, sir.
We came up and saw you beating the guy.
What kind of a chance do I have against it?
Ambulance just rolled in. We'll go back to headquarters later and check the suspect, but right now let's get over to the hospital and see how seriously the victim is hurt. We're in the operating room here at the hospital, and the victim is stretched out on the table. Background, doctor and nurse preparing instruments. The uniformed officers are taking the report.
He knew that to begin with. See, I didn't. I told him I'd just pay for the game just for the fun of it, see.
Did you pay for the games?
Yeah, I paid for
You
it.
paid for his games, too?
Yeah, paid for mine and his. Just scratch food.
Mm-hmm.
I never bet him a nickel. I never made a bet with him. Not one.
Mm-hmm. How much you had a drink tonight?
No, I haven't had a thing to drink.
You haven't had a
No, I never drank anything.
Oh.
No, I never.
I haven't had a thing to drink?
No.
Okay.
That is right, exactly.
What did he say to you when he came outside?
Well, he said I owed him $1.05.
He said you owed him $1.05?
Yeah.
For
See,
what?
I never made him a bet, see.
Yeah.
That's when he jumped me across the street right there. See, I never hit the kid, and I never touched him.
Mm-hmm.
I never put my finger on him.
He jumped in and started beating you then?
Yeah.
When did he take the wallet from you?
Huh?
When did he take your
In
wallet?
the street, when I was down in the street.
He took it out of your pocket?
Yeah.
What do you think he hit you with? His fist, or did he have some other instrument he hit you with?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know what he hit me with.
Has he been drinking?
I don't know. I never seen him take it.
Did he drink it all while you were playing pool?
He didn't drink anything while I was drinking. I mean, while I was playing. Oh.
You didn't see him drink anything?
Boy, I look like the very devil, don't it? Look here. Boy, they really doused me up a little bit, I'll tell you that for sure.
That more or less fills in that side of the report.
What happened to it?
The doctor is coming now to start work on the victim. So let's get back to police headquarters.
I never hit anybody.
You are listening to Nightwatch and following the activities of a detective unit on its tour of duty. The people and sounds you are hearing are real, and the investigations are recorded in the field as they actually occur. We'll bring you the final results of tonight's action at the conclusion of Nightwatch.
CBS Radio. I like it best. Radio. I like those CBS radio shows.
If you're sitting at home,
if you're out in the car,
CBS Radio's where you are. CBS Radio.
And now we return you to police headquarters where an investigation is underway, and to police recorder Donn Reed.
Looks pretty obvious. The case against him.
Here in the office of Sergeant Perkins. The arresting officers, Krause and Blumenstein, are going over the report.
What did you observe? What happened?
We were eastbound on Culver Boulevard, and as we approached, he bent the victim's arm up behind his back. He had the victim lying down in the street, and bent his arm up behind his back, and we saw him take his wallet out of his rear pocket. Louis can tell you more about that.
Were you driving, Ted?
I was driving, yeah.
I thought there was some drunk fell off the curb or something and needed help, but we got closer there, and I saw there was blood on the street, and this fellow was taking the wallet out of the other fellow's pocket that was down. So as soon as we got to him, he released the fella, and we went over and placed him under arrest, put him in the car. Still had the wallet in his possession. And we went back to the victim there. He was still laying on the ground and thought he was hurt pretty bad, so we called an ambulance.
How badly hurt was he?
Well, it looked pretty bad at the scene, but when we got to the doctor, he had 3 cuts. It took 5 stitches in the head.
Had he been drinking? Did you notice at all? I mean, could you tell?
The doctor said he wasn't drinking.
He was not drinking?
No.
This fellow here give you any trouble at all?
No, he was very cooperative all the way through.
Well, as you know, he's been in trouble before. And he's had a back injury. In fact, he broke his back, stole a car, and was chased by the Texas Highway Patrol. Broke his back in an accident, and he uses narcotics under prescription to ease the pain.
Yeah, that was easy to tell.
Well, he apparently, tonight then, is
Pretty high on narcotics. Probably took an overdose. You want to bring him in, Ted, and we'll talk to him in here. Oh, listen, by the way, will you keep your eye on him? Because when he's high on this stuff, he's likely to try anything. I know him.
Coming through the door. The suspect. Tall, husky, eyes glassy, staring around the room.
Start it off, Mr. Perkins. I'd like you to help me out.
Look, if you're trying to make a deal, forget about it. You said you had something to say, so keep on talking.
Start off with some guy has to be in a playing pool. He just wrongly play 50 cents a game and turns it to scratch. I've always been game. You know that. I've been game for anything. And I'm not afraid of losing. I'm not afraid of winning. I beat about 30 times as many points as he had. He
walked straight out the door and didn't even pay time. And the guy that runs the pool hall had caught up with him by then, and I was already with him. And grabbed a hold of him and says, "Where's the money for this pool?" or something. And he handed him a bill of some sort. But I'm playing the gap for money, and so I grabbed a hold of him as he starts to cross Washington. Of course, I took his wallet out. I beat him. Of course, I made sure I made a fairly good job of it. He went down, and I would hassle there for 15 minutes taking his wallet out. Took it out, and there wasn't a penny in it. He was dressed like a guy would go out with a girl with at least $100. I mean, he was dressed real good. He had a suit on. I think he had a tie and a white shirt. And he was dressed real good. And so I'm trying to get this money from the cat. And he pulled up. And he went to hang me. I was belligerent with a couple of officers, but I'm not going to do time for some drunk that wanted to cheat me out of my money.
I have the medical report right here in front of me. It says he was stone sober. Did you know this fellow before?
Never seen him in my life. If I do time, I'll make something that counts. Let's say I'm a schemer, Mr. Perkins. I can scheme on a lot of things, and I know just how to hit people. I know how to hit them in the right spot, and that's what I'll do. I'll be worse than any of them ever thought of being. I don't know what they think of me, but probably, well, he's a future gangster. That's what they probably think. I'm already busted because I'm on parole. But I'm 18 years old. I've had an accident. I've got to live with a record that shows that I've been in a nut house. I've been in Camarillo. That was the last time I was here. And I never denied it to nobody. They asked me where I was. I told them I was in Camarillo. I told them what I was there for. And I don't like to keep telling stories, but I told most people anyway. And the rest I just shined. Like I only go along with certain peoples. But I can't pull up Perkins. I mean, like I'm the kind of a guy that would just as well hang or shoot someone and then hang before I want to do time. I ain't afraid of no cop. And I'm not afraid of no bullet. Afraid of getting shot. I'm not afraid of none of that. I just don't fear it. I've lived my life. I was dead in a lot of things, and I'll live through it. I'll take a bullet any time. I don't care if it kills me. But I still got to get out. I don't go around paying attention to people. To me, people are something to goof on. I look at them and I laugh. I've been straight with you a long time, but still you're a cop. You gotta face it. You're a cop. Everybody in the state hates you but me. But I don't trust nobody, Perkins. Nobody. Nobody, my mother and dad.
Okay, you've had the floor for 10 minutes. You said nothing to change my opinion. We're giving you plenty of breaks in this department. Ted, you want to take him out and book him on suspicion of strong-arm robbery?
What you have just heard is real, recorded as it happened on the Nightwatch. For the disposition of tonight's cases, we return you to police headquarters and Chief W.N. Hidebrande.
The result of tonight's first investigation, in which the woman suffered a heart attack while driving, fortunately had a happy conclusion. Prompt medical attention brought her complete recovery in a few days. In the final case of the young suspect arrested for robbery, he now faces a term of not less than 1 year. My department, like any other law enforcement agency, consists of many sections and many types of police units. So that you may follow the activities as they actually occur, we have assigned our police recorder to Detective Unit 5-6 on the Night Watch. What you hear is only a small part of the activities of any department. Throughout the nation, cities large and small have Detective Unit 5-6's, juvenile cars, traffic cars, felony units, all rolling day and night for your security. It is our purpose to show you the real problems facing your police officer in your city and the part you play in making this an effective organization. This is the reason for Night Watch.
Thank you, Chief Hidebrande. You have just heard on-the-scene reports of your police force in action. Every voice, every sound has been real. Night Watch, brought to you through the cooperation of your police department of Culver City, California, is produced by Sterling Tracy and Jim Hadlock, with technical advice by Sergeant Ron Perkins, and is described in the field by Police Recorder Donn Reed.